STEM focus, so our core subjects are computing and engineering and maths and that, and we don't have like home economics or a type like that type of a subject. So it tends to be the more business minded, or you know. Although I think all the girls study art.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you've not taken the level 2 in business?
No, they're all taking art. Yes, hang on, they're all 1, 2. Beth is definitely taking. Yeah, they're all taking art.
Huh.
So
fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to get some of that breakdown just in terms of who's doing what, not by name, but right. So we can start easy, just so that I know who you are when I go back and transcribe these.
Yeah.
If you could just tell me your name and what you do here.
My name is Kathy Conway, and I'm a maths instructor here in the thing, and I supervise and I instruct them in maths. I'm training to be a teacher, so that's why I'm not a teacher.
Yep. And you said you joined recently?
In January. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did teach in Ireland, but only for maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And my background is I'm a qualified accountant, and I used to run my own business. So
oh, okay. Okay.
Transferable skills and all that kind of stuff.
Good stuff. Hey, I'm an engineer who made the switch into policy, so we all switch around.
Yeah.
Right, so what was the appeal in doing your training here in a school like this?
Well, given that it's my first year's training, I felt that it's very much family orientated, or it feels like a family. It's quite very close knit, and there's quite good support in the staff. And I thought that in a small staff and a small school, I would get more support in my training, if that makes sense. And I have found that right from the top all the way down to myself, like the support I found from the teachers, and like I'm coordinating their a revision maths day from other activity learning schools, so we're getting together to do reset maths paper, but we're coming together and doing kind of like a college or a university type revision day. So, and it's
within the network as well.
So this will be our pilot one, and we're trying to approach teaching maths to reset students a different way. Okay. Like obviously they've gone through the 3 or 4 years or whatever it meant in their previous schools in trying to pass their GCSE maths, or to get the grade C requirement, and obviously it's not working for them because they've sat it the first time, they've now sat a resit and still haven't got it. So the type of teaching obviously isn't helping them. So we're trying to approach different ways to see which would be the most effective.
Okay. And you're coordinating that across the network?
I'm trying to, with assistance.
Okay.
But I mean, that's an opportunity I wouldn't have gotten in a bigger school, because it would have been a maths lead or a maths head. Do you know what I mean? So this is like, I have an awful lot of experience in coordinating training days. I was our training manager in our accountancy firm, you know, so I have quite a lot of experience in teaching and training, although not in the formal side of it.
Got it. And how long do you have left with your training?
Well, I still have a full year.
Do you plan on staying on here, or?
That would be my immediate plan, but the best plans change, don't they?
Best laid plans of mice and men.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And so what's been the best experience you've had? You touched a little bit on it. What's been the best experience while you've been here?
I've never come across a staff that have been so supportive.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know when you go into somewhere, immediately you get a feel, and you can nearly tell who you're going to have run-ins with, and I have to say, I've never worked with a group of people like the group of people here. They are so enthusiastic, they are so pro-school. Our own time is never an issue, and I know you'd normally get that in a trainee anyway, but nobody here with the staff cover an extra period, cover an extra 2 periods, and they're 2-hour blocks, so it's not like you're asking, you know what I mean?
It's not like it's a small chunk.
Yeah, it's no problem to anyone.
Wow.
Like I had a really bad dose of the flu, and I'm not one to go out sick or anything like that, and I came in the day, and I came in straight through the barriers, and I met with the business teacher and the art teacher, and immediately they saw me, they said, no, go home, I'll take your first lesson, she'll take your second lesson, and Richard will take your third lesson, and that was how my day, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because like especially when you're on your probation, you don't know how that's going to go down, you know? So it was amazing.
Great. And then at the same time, what's been the hardest thing about being at a school like this?
2-hour lesson blocks.
Oh, okay.
Because I find, like, especially in a subject like maths, it's great for engineering or computing or something like that, because you're only getting into a project. But for maths, it's easier to teach in 40 or hour blocks. Do you know what I mean? You can start a topic, you can get into it, but I find by an hour and a half, like, everybody's attention span has started to wander,
including the teachers.
Yeah. And especially if you have students on the weaker scale, because, like, maths is something that they struggle with anyway, but to struggle with it through 2 full hours, they find it difficult.
So do you teach both the year 10s and the year...
I teach resit year 12s, and I teach year 10. So and our year 10 group are broken into 2, so I would have, like, a stronger group and then a middling group. But within that, because we are so small, they're not exactly graded the way they should be.
Okay.
But we have the support, like we have a resource teacher that would support anyone who's in the wrong foundation or in the wrong group. So it's, again, that's another plus about the school, because we're so small, and that we do tend to have a lot of support.
Okay.
So
even for the students, it's not just the staff support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then, given it is a STEM school, you know, with my conversations with Richard, and, you know, it's about being aspirational and, you know, being a STEM school, how much do you think they're actually able to accomplish being a STEM school in their first year?
I'm not so sure.
Okay.
With the A-levels, I think, yes, they are accomplishing that.
Okay.
Because although every student has chosen to come here, what I have found is we have had quite a number of students referred to us from other schools to give the students who wouldn't necessarily have chosen a STEM school, but to get, because it's a new school in the area, they've been given the opportunity to start again.
Got it.
So we have been students have been referred from the school next door, from quite a number. So we would have had, maybe in a group of 42, we would maybe have had 8 to 10 students who have been referred to get a fresh start. Now, when you take a quarter of your students in any year group that have some sort of issues, either be emotional, behavioural, or learning issues, I think that stands in the way of accomplishing our goals as a STEM school. However, with it being so small, we are trying very hard, and we seem to get in there, but I think it's slower than what we would have envisioned to begin with.
Okay. And particularly with the year 10s?
Yes.
Okay.
The A-level students, they get it.
Okay.
Whereas a quarter of the students wouldn't have chosen this.
Got it. And then in terms of starting at 14, because this is different, right?
Yeah.
School starting at 14. What do you think? Does it work? Do you think there's a need to consider these types of schools at the age of 11?
I think maybe 11 is too early to focus so narrowly on the STEM group, because at 11 you might be really good at maths and science in primary school, but in actual fact you don't get a chance to develop, like, your artistic skills or, like, your photography skills, or do you know what I mean? So I think 14 is actually a good point, given that a lot of the students who have come out of choice have relished the fresh start, and have really relished coming in and being able to focus on subjects that they're really good at.
Got it. And then, so with maths, it's the EdXL that you're following, and then for the year 12 resits, what is the qualification? Just A-levels?
For the year 12s, they're just doing A-level. Yeah.
And are you aware if there's a concerted STEM policy? So they say that there's engineering and there's math, but, you know, this whole vision of the STEM school. Is there a STEM policy in place at the school?
I am sure there is.
Okay.
However, I'm not
involved with it that much, right? Okay.
I mean, I have my...
I'm talking to Paul next, anyway.
Yeah, I have my weekly meetings with Paul, and we run through it, like, and he kind of feeds me just that I've so much on my plate this year that I can't do everything with between qualifying and teaching supervising. And that's the thing about